Hello guys, this is Shadows YT here in part 2 of What If Asta had sword magic and was Yuno's brother. So last time we left off when Asta and Yuno got accepted into the Golden Dawn and we're doing missions, gaining stars. And now, let's just say for this one, we're going to go over to the Hodge Village mission. Unlike in canon, let's just say the Black Wolves were there, and since they didn't have Asta, they were having more of a difficult time. But also I forgot to mention, I want to shout out Bobby. Gave me suggestions for some of the spells that I can use. Which is highly appreciated. I actually have to look at them now because I didn't write them down, so I have to take a note of them. So if you can see all my YouTube stuff, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Sorry for the wait. This is Shadows. Okay, here it is. Okay, so alright, shout out to Bobby for giving me the suggestions and stuff. Part 2 coming out today, like I promised. But anywho, let's get back to it. So Black Bulls, same events happening there at Hodge Village, but this time they're having more trouble since Asta isn't there. So they call in a team, and Julius wants to test out the new recruits, Asta and Yuno from the Golden Dawn. So they call in for backup for a team, and Julius sends Asta and Yuno. When they get there, Asta and Yuno just arrived right in front of the Black Bulls, and the mages are like, "What? The Golden Dawn? No way!" And then he starts to panic, and then he just releases his most powerful spell. So Asta just goes sword magic, sword guardian, and a giant sword just appears in front of him and blocks the attack. Then Asta says, sword magic, celestial flash. Now, as the name suggests, I'm assuming that this move that the swords will go very fast, and they will actually hit the mages, and Asta will kill some of them and leave the leader. So let's just say Asta has a binding spell where he's like sword magic. Where he's just like sword magic binding, and swords form in front of all the dude's vital points. So if he tries to make a move, Asta will hit one of his the swords will hit one of his vital points. So he doesn't get killed, and they take him back to the capital. So, and they get more information this time since he didn't commit suicide, and they gains them about like 5 stars since they know the events that's going to happen. So we skip and we get to where they're going to get the paychecks and stuff. Asta and Yuno get paychecks. Asta and Yuno send half of their money to the village, but none other YouTubers have done this before for What If. So what I'm going to do is, since they're not in Black Wolves anymore, what Asta and Yuno are going to do is, since I don't really like Asta's main clothing, because, time skip one is okay, but I don't like his main clothing. So Asta and Yuno are going to go shopping, and since the Magic Knights get so much money, they're able to buy noble clothes. So Asta, let me edit it out. So Asta his clothing is going to be this of the first Wizard King, and Yuno is just going to wear the Golden Dawn outfit, but he buys some like accessories here and there, So let's get to the dungeon where, okay, for the teams, there's going to be the Golden Dawn with Asta, Yuno, and the Black Bulls. So the Golden Dawn obviously gets there before the Black Bulls since they're closer. And Asta and Yuno and Mimosa and Klaus are going to be the team that Julia sends out. For the Black Bulls, let's just say Magna, Luck, and Vanessa are going to be there. And Noelle. I forgot to mention about Noelle. She's going to have a little bit better magic control in this. So when they get there, the encounter with the Black Bulls happen. And Klaus is like, what are the Black Bulls doing? Huh? Hold up. Yeah? Hold up. BRB. Yeah? Alright. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. But the encounter with Black Bulls happened. And Klaus is just going off like, why the Black Bulls here? We only need to go and Dawn. Asta's more mature in this, so he's like, Klaus, stop. Lord Julius must have called them in for a reason. So the race doesn't happen. This time, like, Asta's releasing a presence because he can sense Luck is about to do something. So Luck doesn't go after the smoke mage. So when they get to the dungeon door, they see Mars and the fight happens. Asta and Mars just uses his clones. So Asta just summons up swords. It's just slicing them and just slicing the swords. Mars get angry by this, so he's gonna oops, sorry about that. He's gonna use his clones and stuff. And Asta just slicing through him. He gets angry and goes into his giant Goliath form thing. And let's just say he slices at Asta. The blade misses him, but the pressure pushes him back. And let's say Asta runs into the wall. Now, in this one, the sword that Asta gets in a dungeon, he's going to get that. But unlike in canon, it's not going to be anti-magic. It's going to be the actual sword. And it's not going to be rusted or anything. It's going to be that white color that it was, that Licht had. So he gets the sword. And out of instinct, Mars just releases an attack. Asta just holds the blade out and it absorbs the magic. And it absorbs the magic into the blade. And you can see like a line in the blade fill up. He just raises his hand and launches the spell back at Mars. But it's not going to be the same. It's going to be like a beam, though. It's in the shape of a beam. And Mars is like, what? And the attack hits him, and Mars gets knocked out. So they go to the treasure room. They're like, how are we going to open the door? Asta just uses a very, like, powerful attack to just break the door. They get in there. And Asta actually uses the vital point binding. So if Mars tries something, one of the blades is going to hit his vital points, and he knows this, so he's not going to try to move. They get in the treasure room. Now, Yuno's still going to get the wind spirit. And let's just say Asta was in a treasure room and he found something also. Now, I'm giving Asta a spirit in this. I don't know, but you can leave your comic suggestions down below at the bottom. But unlike in canon, I don't know why they didn't do this. They take as much money as they can of the dungeon. Then it starts to collapse. Now, the smoke mage is when they get out the dungeon, The smoke mage is behind them. But since it's collapsing, he just takes Mars and Goat, and so does the Black Bulls and the Goat and Dawn. So, after they're done, Julius gives them stars and stuff and invites them over to the banquet. Now, they're in the banquet, and they're like, they walk in, and the Black Bulls are also then the people who went on the mission. Mind you, Asta and Yuno are just hanging out where the Goat and Dawn are with all the other Goat and Dawn members. And they're just sitting right there. And all like the Silver Eagles, everybody that was in canon is there. And Asta sees Noel's sister, I believe her name was Nebra. But he sees her pour the water on Noel. And Noel's about to storm out, but then Asta goes over to her and is like, hey, don't run from guys like these. And she's like, do you know who you're talking to, commoner? And releases magic at him. But Asta literally just uses his sword guardian, and the attack doesn't affect them at all. And then her other brothers like will teach you, and they do a combined spell, making a water serpent like larger. Asta just takes out his sword that he got from the dungeon and puts it out, and the magic gets absorbed. Then he just releases it back in the beam cannon, and this will like wet them, and Asta would be like, never disrespect Noel again. And Noel's kind of blushing in this. In this one, I'm just going to make an Asta and Noel ship for no reason, you know. And let's just say Yuno gets with Mimosa. Then Noel, not solid. Nozel is like going. Captain Fate Goleon is like disappointing. You guys are attacking commoners. You should be disgraced. And those elves like going up to him, and they start releasing their magic pressure. But unlike in canon, this one, Asta is just in the corner of the room now, and he just releases his magic pressure, and the whole room can feel it. It's overpowering Captain Fagolion and Captain Nozel, and everybody in the room is shocked and scared, and Yuno's like, calm down, Asta. Then they hear the rumble, and they're like, the attack must be happening now. And unlike in canon, they're prepared now, so they got magic knights all over the room, and actually the zombies are going by quicker now. And they already set up a plan, so they all just rush out of the castle. Asta goes over to the little girl who's about to get killed and saves her with his defense spell before she can get killed. And Rades just summons his like number 1, I believe. Asta just uses Tempest Blade and freaking just destroys it. Summons his number 2, and Asta uses his celestial flash, destroys it. And he uses his number 5, I think. Asta just uses Awkward Blade, Awkward Sword, and he's like, what? He went through all of them? And then Asta just rushes up to him, and then just uses his blade to slice down at him, leaving him in bad condition. Then let's just say Asta doesn't have ki in this, but mind you, he does have a lot of mana, so his mana sensing is going to be way higher, so he can sense the dude in the POW, and he just sends a slash over there, making the dude come out. And since it was daytime during the attack, the smoke clears and stuff, and then they're good. Now, but this is different. They already knew the information about them going after Captain Fagolion and stuff, so he's good. Like, he has people, mazes with high amounts of mana around him, so they're not able to get it off. But after that, they get stars and stuff, and it's a fail for them because they weren't able to get Captain Fagolion necklace, so they just fall back. Now, I believe after this event was the dungeon. Not the underwater temple. No. Yeah, it was the underwater temple. but I'm gonna leave that off